welcome to a
Hello.
brand new...
That's a very deep.
Hello.
That's how we're starting this one.
And welcome to a brand new episode of Falling Upwards. My name is Emma. I'm one of your hosts, but you know who else is here? Our other host, Maddie. How are you doing, Maddie?
Hi. You'll notice I'm only there a little bit because I unfortunately wasn't able to be there during the actual interview. But hopefully it'll be seamless and you won't even notice.
The interview that Maddie is referring to is the fantastic interview we had with the Molotovs when they did their amazing gig at the Electric Ballroom in Camden. We found time to catch up with them, have a bit of a chat before they took to the stage. They are a wonderful, amazing presence. Their new album, their debut album, I should say, their debut album, Wasting on Youth, is out next year, 2026, in January. So get excited for that. But in the meantime, let's give their time with us on the lawn a listen.
Woo! Let's go into it like a Molotov cocktail.
Okay, well, firstly, hi, how are you both doing?
All the better for seeing you.
You both look fantastic, by the way. I'm liking the red that's going on. Is that intentional? How much of that is...
Well, I mean, I always had an idea what I was going to wear. This is by a girl called Celine in Paris, and she made me the dress. But yeah, we normally try and, we're very, style conscious. With all our favourite bands, they've also got great style, so we always think about it. We haven't intentionally matched today, we can't help but...
No, we haven't matched fully. I was thinking about wearing my dress, but no dice.
Yeah.
Stuck in the dry cleaners.
Whenever we bring bands on, we always say our kind of catchphrase is welcome to the lawn. It's meant to be like a nice, chill space to chat. So we like to start off with a bit of a funky question, which is, what are both your favourite failures? And that can be like personal, that can be artistic, whatever you like.
Failures? Oh, that's great.
I don't know, I think when someone tries to throw something in the bin from like a distance and they miss it, that's really good.
That's a great one.
That's yours? What would yours be?
I'm happy for that.
Can't top it, yeah. I don't know, what's another one? Oh, when someone falls down the stairs.
Nice.
This is a reason, they won't see this, but I don't know, I'm going to monologue this. But basically, people just walking down the street normally, they're just walking down, they go like that, Like, there's no reason for it, it's just like, slightly uneven.
Like a bit of a stumble. They're not quite on it.
Yeah, but it's more like just an ankle roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me add on to that, right? If you're having an argument with someone and they storm off and then they trip up, that's great.
That's incredible. Or if you're having an argument with someone, and they like fumble their words,
yeah,
they start stuttering.
Nice.
Like that.
Do you have any particular bloopers, if you like, from like all the many gigs that you've done? You've done so many already at your young age. Any that stand out to you?
So much, but I'm just trying to think
what went wrong.
Do you ever like forget your lyrics on stage, play something on, anything like that, get a wrong key?
Yeah, we're always like perfect.
To be fair, that's not bad if you can't think of any.
Yeah.
That means you have been pretty perfect so far, if that's the case.
If we think of anything, we'll hopefully we don't create any big moments tonight, but yeah, touch wood.
Laughing when an old lady falls down the stairs. It's one of my favourite failures, but it's a blooper laughing at it.
Right, okay. Nice.
So that it's their favourite failures of other people.
Yeah.
But they just immediately assumed that it wasn't about them.
Yeah, so like their favourite failure to see happen.
That's some confidence I aspire to have. But good. Literally no one ever. Because I can remember the general sort of responses we get, and people are like, oh, what's my favourite failure? They'll spend a few minutes there, but I've never ever heard someone just immediately register it as, I just like watching people fall. I love that.
I love that they just went, what are just the silly things that people just fail at in general? Not like big sweeping failures, just like when they trip over or they fall down the stairs.
I kind of want to ask this now. Like, can you think of one that you like?
A failure that, like, just a general life failure?
Yeah.
when somebody doesn't like bake a cake or a cookie properly, so they put it in and it looks like it's gonna come out being whatever they envision it to be, and then oh no, you know what it is, when people design a cake and they give it to the bakers and they're like, this is what I want the cake to look like, and it does not come out how they want the cake to look like. That always makes me giggle. What about you?
I think, okay, calling it my favorite is tricky because it also enrages me when people do this. But it's funny because I can kind of laugh at people on the inside. But at a, a place, I will say, all right, at the cafe, one of the things on the menu is like gochujang fries, which obviously we know what gochujang is. It's like the chili paste from Korea. But a lot of people that come into the cafe, they haven't heard of that because we're not in the city, we're like in a little town. So other people that come are just locals to a little English town and they've not really got out much. So people, my favorite thing is the weird ways people will decide to pronounce it, because the funniest thing is gochujang is pronounced exactly as it's spelt, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard gujang, guyang, gochujang more often than I've ever heard someone pronounce it correctly, and it does give me a little giggle on the inside.
That makes me think of, so yesterday I was watching the Champions League game, which was Liverpool against Real Madrid, just because we're talking about spellings, and it made me laugh. And if you have subtitles for something that's live, I don't know how this works, but I assume either there's somebody listening and then typing the subtitles frantically, or I don't know if they're getting an AI to do it these days. I have no idea. Basically, there's a player that plays for Liverpool whose surname is Soberslai, and it's, as people can probably tell, it's not an English name. A lot of people pronounce his name wrong when they first read it, or if you ask somebody to spell it, hearing it said, they probably wouldn't spell it correctly. The person doing the subtitles, or the AI, types his name perfectly, and then there was a Real Madrid player whose surname is Valverde, which is, I think, a lot of people, if you said that, they would probably be able to figure out how it's spelled. It's a Spanish name, so it probably would be just easier for a load of people. Butchered his name. I was like, how are you spelling Soberslai perfectly? I was like, good for them, they're spelling Soberslai perfectly. And then Valverde happened, and it was like blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, what is happening? How are you getting this wrong? I have no idea. So I like subtitle fails, just general subtitle fails.
Sometimes people just overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
But if you try and spell things phonetically, or you use your knowledge, however limited that may be, of the language that it's in, and try and apply that to how you're spelling it, you can have a pretty good go. So I think that's funny too, with this feeling.
You have your new single, Rhythm of Yourself, coming out. I love the lyrics. How it came across to me was your thoughts on the music industry and the idea of, there's that line about talking to a small man, selling your soul for free. Is that intentionally what you're going for, or is there more to it? Can you break down the lyrics for me a little bit more?
Can I just firstly of all thank you for actually reading the lyrics and going to the interview, like saying, is that what you meant by that? Because people just go, what do you mean by the song? And then just, it's like, but I like to hear other people's interpretations of it, but I guess that's my exact interpretation of it as well, so I'm glad that it's sort of people picking up what I'm putting down, so but that's exactly it.
Is that from your experiences chatting to people in the industry? As you've got more and more attention for your work, I'm sure you've had people coming to you wanting to get stuff out of you, so to speak. Is that from those experiences?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this, in regards to this song, it happened like a few years ago, this particular incident. But obviously, since I wrote that song, it's just loads of things like that have happened since, but they've been more wise, I think. So it can all fall under the same category, but I guess to me it's all about one incident, but it can be encompassed as all of them.
With how influential social media is these days, and how so much is like image-based, follower-based, and people aren't even necessarily listening to the music as much as they should. How much does that influence how you're creating as well, knowing that actually people might not necessarily be listening to your lyrics or listening to your music as much as they really should be for all the effort you put in?
Do you think about that? I don't think.
No, exactly. I don't think it has any influence to us, because before we even thought about doing this kind of full time, or thinking about how we're going to sustain ourselves with it, we were just always creating this stuff, and this has always been what we haven't directed our taste or what we're creating for what might do well online or people might expect.
I don't write lyrics thinking, I don't write shit lyrics and go, fucking I was going to read it anyway, so I always write with that in mind, that people are going to read it. But it's true what you say, social media is very short-sighted, so some people might not read it, but I think a lot of people, especially with our band, will take notice and interest in what we write lyrically, because we're a real band, we've done it the right way, and we're very normal. Our songs are very. Our songs are normal, if you know what I mean. I'm not trying to say they're normal, but a lot of people, I think they relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would want to like look at what they actually mean. To more that point, and people, we chat with all our fans and everything like that, and we're very relatable, I think. Because we're like our fans to a large extent. So, yeah.
With the album coming out next year,
apart from the fact that we're doing Bold and Sixty,
Okay.
Not much like that.
With the album coming out next year, how much more can we expect kind of those introspective, very thought-provoking lyrics going forward, those themes kind of reflecting on your experiences in the industry, or are we set for even more surprises?
Yeah, I guess that's the only tune about the music industry, so to speak, and the only tune I've written about the music industry. Because I think I summed it up all in once, I don't think I have to prove myself again. It's the most cocky thing I've ever said.
You're so grounded and like
proud. The rest of the song's about humility and Buddhism. Quite frankly. What are the rest of the songs about? Well, Newsflash was written in lockdown, for instance, and I guess the way the Tories handled it and the effect that had on everyday people, and how badly it was handled, and them not understanding the actual damage that they caused, and that sort of thing. So yeah, stuff in that vein, stuff in just personal experience, like Geraldine, which is just family sort of things.
I love songs that like tell a story with the lyrics. I feel like they used to do that way more often several decades ago. It would be like, I went to the newspaper shop and the man at the thing gave me a free newspaper and he said, all I want in return is some orange peel, and I'm like, why? And I don't know, just really random stuff, but it's fun. It sounds like with the Molotovs, they have an actual message with that, which is respectable. And I like that they are telling a bit of a story.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just tell a fun little story with songs as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like that method.
And what was really cool during the concert, they also shouted out unity, and we're not here for political division, and we should be united, and the Great British flag stands for being united and inclusivity and things like that, and hope, not what some people are trying to turn it into, which is people being angry and hurting other people. And that was really cool. I don't like to make it people are so young and precocious and it's cool that they're doing these things, but it is cool that I feel like a lot of older people like to say, young people are really disconnected from the modern world and they don't care about voting and they don't care about things in society. And they do. It's just that they might not be caring about things the way that you want them to care about it. Or they might not be caring about things in the way that, they're really unapologetic in their songs. And I'm sure that would rub some older people the wrong way, but they're speaking their truth and they are engaged with what's going on in the world, just not how you older people would want to see this engagement be, which is cool, I think.
They know what their voice is and they're fighting for what they feel is right, There's loads of people that are doing that these days.
Yeah. And there are loads of ways of doing it. We don't all have to do it in the same way. It's really easy to project and be I suppose if you're older, I mean, like, neither of us are like 50 plus to be like, oh, this is how it should be done or whatever, because you've lived a life. But there are loads of ways of doing things. I love how they're doing it, which is they're just using their music.
Especially through song. That's a non aggressive way of like speaking your opinions. So there's no way that people can criticize them for voicing their opinions that way, you know?
And haters will always be haters either way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What news do you have this week, Maddie? What is your mad news?
So this is quite niche and it's in the gaming sphere, but I just thought it was so interesting because very rarely has something like this happened. But one of the games that I have played before, currently in its very convoluted storyline, it's got to this point where the big bads of the universe, I think they're called Iron Tomb or something.
Okay.
They're trying to delete some force that's going to end up deleting a lot of the universe, and cause lots of damage. So to counter that, and I'm not totally up to date with the storyline, but it's in Honkai Star Rail, and to counter that, what are called the Chrysos Airs, I think. It's this whole group of like fun characters with all different hair colours and stuff, and they've all got their different personalities. Side note, one of them is called Cyrene, who is based on Elysia from Honkai Impact 3rd, one of my other favourite games. They like tie in almost, but it's like alternate realities or whatever.
Yeah.
As I said, convoluted. But these guys, and there's 10 of them, they have to delete themselves because they are simulations, but you know, with a lot of soul in them, to basically stop Iron Tomb and save like the universe or whatever. They have to delete themselves from reality. But what is interesting and what is the news is that the gaming company that like made them is going all out on this concept and is actually deleting things to do with them in like real life.
Oh my gosh.
Their trailers on YouTube, like introducing the characters one by one, got deleted, and the thumbnails changed to like the character but sort of with their head cropped out and you know, with a little message on it. And in game, people are reporting that their characters from the Chrysos Airs that they own are being like deleted as well. So they can't like I don't know if they can't use the character at all, because personally I'm like, could they do that legally if people paid money for these characters? Even if they're going to bring them back later. But people, in some form the characters are actually getting deleted from the game. And people are really playing into it, like in the fan pages of all these characters. People are like, I think I was a fan of this character, and they block out the name and they put all the glitchy effects, and it's just, I've never seen something of this magnitude.
Wow.
Where the storyline of a game actually bleeds into real life. It's a lot of fun, and it's actually getting a lot of people more interested in the game again. Yeah.
Can I exchange gaming news then with you?
Yes.
Since we're both excited about gaming news. Animal Crossing have announced, going into 2026, a free update for all Switch players, which adds a new hotel building, new customizations you can do in the hotel, and when you go to sleep, now there is a new, basically it's like sandbox mode for Animal Crossing. So all the things that you have, you can just like, because you know with your island in Animal Crossing you have like things that you have to do, and then often you don't really want to change your island because you've spent a lot of time perfecting your island. Now when you go into this dream state, there are 3 island slots. You can basically go crazy, do whatever you want in these island spaces. You can invite friends to build an island with your friends. It is so exciting. They've also announced if you have a Switch 2, there are special updates that you get for that. But obviously a lot of people don't have a Switch 2. What people are most excited about are the expansions that like work for everybody irrespective of what platform you're playing on. And they have upgraded storage to 9,000 items now. It's very exciting.
So that's
I
just
think
New Horizons.
it's just New Horizons. I think it is the sandbox mode that is exciting people the most, because the idea that you can you have this island space that you can play around with, refresh as many times as you want, invite whoever you want, invite whatever characters you want, and then your main island still stays like that very, that's where most people grind and try to perfect. But with the sandbox, you can do what you like.
What if your sandbox island you come to like so much that you prefer it over your main island?
I have no answer for that. I don't know.
What do you?
I don't know.
What if you prefer dream over reality?
But it's very exciting. I'm excited for the hotel. I stopped playing Animal Crossing New Horizons when I completed the Happy Home expansion as much as I was happy with. So this may actually get me playing it again. I don't know.
Oh, good.
Molotovs did not provide an exchange for us, but of course, stay tuned for their sign-off message. Mads, what exchange would you like to give, contribute, throw into the coffers today?
Do you want to go first?
I can go first. I will contribute photo frames, because a lot is just like digital photos we scroll through on our phones, and it's nice to have photo frames on the desk. Yeah, so you can get e-ink photo frames, put more photos up, enjoy your photos, not just on your phone, but in person. Big on photo frames. What you got, Maddie?
I have got one of the most pointless, whitest decorations that I actually think is quite cool. But it is pointless because it defeats the purpose of what a plate actually is, and it is decorative wall plates.
Oh no, those are cute. Those aren't pointless. Those are cute.
But you can't. I mean, they're not horizontal though. You know, they're not like
Oh,
on the x-axis for you to eat off of, to have your fancy little
sense.
cakes.
It makes
It's
sense.
a plate so pretty that you put on your wall instead.
Yeah, that's nice. That's like with embroidery. Sometimes some embroidery is so nice, it's like you don't want to like make it a cushion or something. You just want to put it up.
And you don't even take it out of the embroidery ring.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
becomes part of the design. Yeah, it's funny that how things transcend their original purposes.
It's cute.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah.
All our guests that come on leave a kind of a sign-off message for our listeners and readers. You can leave whatever you want. We've had hygiene tips, we've had jokes, we've had sincere messages, whatever you like. What would you both like to leave behind?
An ad out for a new lead singer. Great place to start.
Therapy lessons.
Good sibling banter. We love some sibling banter.
Mm.
What would you like as your sign-off message today, Maddie?
If you feel the urge to run, then run. That came to me, and if you need it, you need it. It's for you.
Of course, you can't see, but whenever Maddie has these like very deep philosophical moments, some of you might be sitting there going, "Oh, is she doing it with a twinkle in her eye?" Thinking, no, she says it with complete sincerity. Like when she's telling you right now to run, if you want to run, like run. She means it. Go and run. She's nodding her head. Very knowingly.
Serious.
Yeah, so serious, man. So serious.
Serious eyebrows.
My sign-off message will be: capybaras are cool and they're underrated. And if you don't know what a capybara is, look it up.
Have you been living under a rock? But yes, they're lovely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like I've been seeing capybara toys more and more, and sometimes I'll be out with a friend and they'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, "A capybara." And they'll be like, "What's a capybara?" And I'm like, That's a capybara. How do you not know what a capybara is? That's a capybara."
Oh, but you know what? My favorite thing about capybaras is when their little ears do a little twitch.
Yeah.
You know? It's so
Yeah.
cute. Because sometimes when they're sitting in their little orange baths or whatever, and some water will drop on their heads, and their ears twitching is so cute. Sorry,
We
that's
love a
so
capybara.
cute. If no one could hear that,
We love a capybara. We do. We really do. The Molotovs' brand new album, Wasted on Youth, is out January 2026. Go and check them out. Thank you very much for the lovely Molotovs for coming on the lawn. They are fantastic. And of course, thank you as well for listening to another episode of Falling Upwards.
bye.